Uno, dos, tres. That's running. That's running. This is running. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to start by saying somebody told me to stop using the broadcaster voice, and I'm not going to. Yeah, baby. Whoops. Where's my song? There it is. Let's just start over completely. Okay. That's right. Storage Podcast.
Did you make that?
Brett Boone Official did.
Oh.
What'd you think of it?
It's lovely. I do think you need like a lyrical anthem to it though.
I do, but what I'm doing is organic. So I haven't got there yet.
Do you want to workshop something real quick?
Yeah, we could. Ready?
Yeah. I guess we should have gone on that first one.
I know.
It's so short.
I want to be like, this is what I want to say. Just want to fuck you up. I just want to fuck you up. I just want to lick your butt. See, those are the kind of things I want to do. And that doesn't have anything to do with Storage Podcast.
Hit it again.
And action.
Here with Libbie on the Storage Podcast. She'll tell some jokes and kick your ass. She'll finger holes and get real tight. And maybe get in a fight.
Whoa! Did you know that I had so many sound effects on this podcast?
I didn't.
I mean, when you buy a Rodecaster, it comes with those sound effects.
I'm looking at the spelling of Roadcaster right now, and it's spelled like Chodecaster.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
What's up with that O? Is that a 0?
Yeah.
Well, I don't want to go back, but I need to go back for a minute. And anytime I have a guest on this show, I always introduce them by telling them to introduce themselves.
Okay.
So, ladies and gentlemen, your next guest. Hit it.
Hey, I'm Justin Ulrich. I'm a St. Louis improviser, comedian.
Yep.
I don't know. The list really stops right there.
Whoa! Justin and I met. Is that all your introduction?
Yeah.
That was great.
Okay.
I would like to add just a really funny guy, too.
Oh, thanks.
And a nice guy.
Nice.
And Christina Cheeseman, the hairdresser, also said she missed you.
Yeah. I needed to drop in on her.
Yeah.
She's so busy, though. She's booked up all the time.
She's booked up, and I was lucky that I got this spot today because
Yeah.
I needed it so bad.
You look gorge.
You think it looks cool?
It looks great. This is the longest I think I've ever seen your hair.
Really? Yeah, because you knew me in my short hair era.
Your little bob.
That was my
pixie.
little like, I'm getting a divorce, so I'm gonna cut my hair, and now I'm in my fuck girl phase.
Yeah. You're in your little Storm. No. Mystique. No. Rogue from X-Men phase.
Yes.
Where you got the little gray streak.
Yes.
Yeah.
And people think that I dyed it like that, and I'm here to tell you, natural. Yeah. Justin and I met each other. Well, okay. Let's go all the way back. We met at an open mic, right?
Yeah, it was at Fitz's open mic. They had an upstairs open mic, like when the restaurant was closed, I guess, right? They just had the upstairs bar. Mm-hmm. And I walked in, and this was when Vine was probably in its middle age. I don't think it was like starting off, but I recognized you. I was like, is that who I think it is? Is that Was it Trailer Trash TV? Is that what it was?
It was White Trash Network.
White Trash Network. And I was like, I think that's a lady from Vine. And I'm like, are you on Vine? And she's like, yeah.
Lady from Vine. Lady.
Hey, lady.
I always wanted to just be a girl, but I'm not because I'm going to be 50. So you introduced yourself to me, and then how much longer? Then I took my very first improv class.
Yeah, it was like probably like a month or two later.
And Justin showed up in the class. And now that in retrospect, it's like, was he stalking me?
Yes.
Or how did that happen?
I bugged your phone that night. I need to ride this gal's coattails to the top.
And here you are. You're on Storage Podcast where at least, I don't know, 100
I'm still
people.
clinging on, baby.
100 people are going to watch this, at least. Maybe 1,000. Yeah, we took the class was called Improv Level 0, wasn't it?
Improv for Dummies.
Improv for Dummies, which is the class that people take when they're so scared that they don't want to take one.
Yeah, I'm still scared.
Are you?
Oh, yeah.
Do you still improvise?
I haven't in like over a year and a half, but I'm gonna dip my toes back in. Yeah.
Are you on a team right now?
I'm in some theoretical teams, and I just joined a sketch team, so we're gonna hopefully have a show planned by the end of the year. So.
And do you guys write skits?
Yes, it's skits. For the folks at the old home.
There's a very divisive thing about people saying skits and sketches. People that do sketches say sketches. People that don't do sketches say skits, right?
Right.
Don't you think that's how it is?
But really, is there really any difference besides the nomenclature?
No, there isn't.
Is that the right use of nomenclature?
You got me. And I don't have my computer, so I can't look it up.
Randy! Oh.
Randy! You'll notice that the background is kind of different today because I'm in the home of Slap City, which is good because my storage unit has been extremely hot lately.
Oh, normally it's cold. I saw some of your episodes where people like bundle up. What happened?
You must have watched the winter episodes. The summer episodes are hot.
Yeah.
And I've had to start drinking more water because that's what my doctor told me to do after 49 years of just drinking straight Coke. She's like, maybe you should drink some water. And I pee all the time now. So there's no bathroom in the storage unit. And I do have an emergency bucket, but it's like, how much urine do I want to get on myself?
You haven't retired from Coke, have you?
As of 3 days ago, yes. And it's been hard. It's I've been drinking Coke Zero, and I feel like a piece of shit. Like how could I, like, drinking Coke is part of my personality, and now I drink Coke Zero.
Yeah. Have you already experienced memory loss from that aspartame?
I don't remember.
Oh.
Do you miss my old dad jokes?
Yeah.
I'm having a hard time looking you in the eye. That's why I keep looking down here.
Oh, that's fine. I miss you in general.
Oh, stop. Well, you moved away to Chicago.
I did. I moved away first. I was the abandoner.
Yep,
first.
we had a team called Group Shower.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that was our graduating class from our improv classes at the improv shop.
We went through all the classes and then formed a team with the people that you love the most. That's what you do.
Mm-hmm.
And I miss all you guys. I wish that I could get an improv in Nashville, but I just don't have time. So Is there a way for us to some kind of go in the meta universe and have Group Shower?
Yeah, we'll just pop on to Meta in their little VR world, and we'll do improv skits.
We did a lot of funny skits, and I can't tell you guys about them because once you do them, they're done.
Gone forever.
And I'll just say some of them were so brilliant. And my favorite accent that Justin would do was the guy who said cocaine.
Oh God, I can't. what was he, like a Colombian? He was like an educated Colombian man. Ah, yes.
You had
In the
some
days when I used to do all of my cooking.
My favorite character to do was the orphan. Do you remember my orphan character?
Do it.
Hello, sir. May I have some food? We're hungry. But then always, and every time I used the orphan, they turned out to just be an adult pretending to be an orphan. I couldn't help myself.
It's funny the like little tropes that we always get ourselves in, like the characters that we always play, but not only just the characters like the voice, but the backstory. Like I remember, I can't remember who said it. It was one of our coaches. Whenever you and Jake did a scene together, it's like, it seems that you two are always planning a party. You're
That's
just two
true.
people scrambling, planning a party, and we don't know. We're like, who are these people, and why are they so frantic in getting this party started?
God, improv is scary. To have to go out there and think of something right away.
Oh yeah.
And they're like, well, just start to do some object work. So, I'm churning butter. Like,
That's not even how you do it.
well, I was stirring my cauldron.
Oh yeah, I feel that's part of the reason why I'm like scared. I think is I feel creatively bankrupt.
Really?
Where it's like, I feel like I can work fine off of someone talking, but like to go out there and just be like, I think of something immediately. I'm just like, oh, I can't do it anymore. My old brain works slow.
Now, the theme of my podcast, it's not the theme of it, but one of the themes is like...
That we're in a storage unit.
Yeah, that. But also, like, what are you holding on to? What are you storing inside of you that's not servicing you? And that sounds like you're having a creative... are you in a creative rut?
For sure. Yeah.
Me too.
You are?
Yeah. I can't write a joke to save my life.
Ah.
And every episode, I'll talk about, like, what's holding me back this week? What am I holding on to? And it's always, I can't write jokes.
Interesting. I mean, is that something that you, because that's kind of like where you got your foot in the door was stand-up, that you're like, that's my thing. I need to be able to write jokes. Because it seems like, you've got a lot of podcasts in the work. You're doing a lot of content online, like.
But if I had to sit down and write something, if you tell me just to take a wig and do a video, I can do it right off, top of my head.
Maybe that's something that's not servicing you, sitting down and writing jokes.
Hey. But I need to. I can't. That's the thing. Like, if I had my own show and I wasn't with Chelsea and it was like, okay, this is simply going to be like an improv thing, that'd be fine. But I have to have a product when I'm with Chelsea. Mm-hmm. I'm her feature, so I have to have.
All right.
People are expecting, like, well-written stuff. I can't just go up there and be like, hey, guys, I'm a peacock. Woohoo! Ha-ha! Even though that's hilarious.
Carrot Top does that.
But even Carrot Top has, I'm sure, has a formula. I don't have a formula.
You'll find it. Just circle back to what works. Get those long titties out there. long titty syndrome? Is that what
Yep.
Yeah.
And see, I can do that, and I've written jokes on stage that go with my other jokes, but it's like I'm not writing enough where I have a full 20 minutes, which is terrifying.
Do you go to open mics and stuff?
No.
In Nashville?
I went to one. I went to two. I went to one and left, and I went to the next one, and it was on like the third floor, and it was like you had to walk up a fire escape type steps, and I was like, first of all, accessibility, no. I got bad legs. I can't be walking up those steps. So any excuse I could find not to go, I did. But yeah, I should go to open mics.
Does like the little bit of fame that you had deter you because you're like, oh no, someone's gonna recognize me here and ask me a bunch of questions, or does that like fuel you, or like does the more obscure of an open mic kind of deter you or attract you?
I think if it's more obscure, the better, because I think people probably know me maybe and have heard, and I don't want to let them down. I don't want them to see me doing like a brand new joke and be like, everybody's saying she's funny.
Yeah. No one videotape this.
Yeah, that's too scary. That's too fucking scary.
But I mean, even the biggest comics have to try their shit out at open mics, right? Like,
yeah,
like even like Comedy Cellar, like you'll just have a comic just show up one night and try new shit.
And they're bolder than I am. And also, a lot of people have, when you reach a certain level, you have people writing for you, which I absolutely want.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, write me some jokes. I'll go up there and do them all day. Stage presence, got it. Tits, got them. Material, ain't got it.
This is a sidetrack, but today I looked into Morgan Wallen for the first time.
And what'd you think?
I mean, he's just a regular country star. I don't know. I listened to one of his songs for the first time, and I was like, this guy wrote this song? And I looked, and no, he didn't write this song. And I looked at like his newest album. It's like 36 songs on his new album, and he wrote he had a hand in writing like 11 of them. Motherfucker, 25 songs.
Which song did you listen to today?
The one that's like number one right now.
Damn, I don't even know what his number one song is. I call him Morgan Walter.
Morgan Walter.
Barbara, look, it's Morgan Walter. Anybody that we see with a mullet, we're like, look, it's Morgan Walter.
He would have a completely different fan base if that was his last name.
Was it Whiskey Glasses?
No.
Damn.
It was like something you, save you, want you, forget you. I don't know. People are going to be watching this like,
he's talking.
How can he not know who Morgan Wallen's number one song is right now?
I got to look because it's killing me. Morgan Walter.
Well, the reason I looked at it is because someone was like, all top 3 songs in the nation are all country songs right now. And
oh, wow. Morgan Walter, top. Stand By Me? No, that's Lil Durk. I don't know how I got that. New song.
Do you think that's Lil Durk singing, Stand By Me? Oh,
Stand By Me. Last night, one record at a time. I don't know I can't.
Yeah.
But
yeah, like once you get, like, I feel like he just came out of nowhere and he's got 2/3 of his songs written for him.
Well, I'll tell you what. I saw that fella at Tailgates and Tall Boys. And
is that a festival?
It's a festival that Chelsea did hosting.
Oh, shit.
It was like 30,000 people. It was wild. And he had more trucks than anyone. He had like 5 merch trucks, like huge semis.
Yeah.
And we were all backstage, back in it was outside, but it was backstage. And he was jogging, but had like 2 security guards. It was like
in place?
Yeah, like running with him.
Oh.
And we were on the golf cart, and they were like, hey, stand back. Shut up, Morgan Walter.
That's got to be weird to get a level of success where, like, you're running next to security guards. Like, do you talk to them? Like, do you just...
You're like, what's going on?
Like he's their boss. Like, no one wants to, like, jog next to their boss and talk to their
Right,
boss.
You're right. I'd be pissed if my fucking boss made me run. Dude, I'd be so mad.
I saw a video. You're familiar with Twitch because that's where you got your initial start, right? Justin.tv.
Yep.
I saw one of the big Twitch streamers. He was just streaming, and like his maid service came in his room and started cleaning up at the desk right next to him, and he was like so embarrassed, and he just started like typing on the screen because he didn't want to say anything out loud. He's like, "It's so messy in here. I'm so embarrassed."
Did he not know she was coming by?
I don't know.
Who is this streamer?
Oh God, he's a piece of shit. His name's XQC. But it was just like, scrolling and just see clips of shit all the time. And
Why is he a piece of shit?
he's just an asshole. I don't know. Some people you just can't help. They're just like, he might have some funny things to say, or he might be good at video games or whatever he plays, but he's just a complete ass.
Well, I have him calling in today to talk to you. And he's on line 4.
Need any goats now?
Excuse me?
Need any goats now? That was a wrong number I had on my Google Voice.
No, I don't need any goats.
That's the best wrong number ever.
Need any goats now?
Who was that? Where's that from?
It's from my Google Voice. I have a people calling leave voicemails, and that was just an accident. It was a local number. It was a 615 in Nashville. Just some old fella wanted to know if we need some goats now. What you drinking?
Oh, just water. I gotta stay hydrated, just like you.
Wow.
I down it.
You like it?
Water? I love water.
Really?
Oh my God.
It's so weird to me.
Oh, it's gotta suck not to like water.
It's just water, dude. There's no sugar in it
I know.
or brown coloring, caramel color.
It's just nature's essence, Libbie. Oh, can you imagine if I changed and I became like a health guru?
That'd be awesome.
You think that could happen? Me, who would down like 5 hot dogs in one sitting?
What's your go-to hot dog topping at a Quick Trip? Let's say Quick Trip hot dog topping.
Well, you know what? I'm glad you asked that question because I am an advocate of the untopped hot dog.
Whoa!
The meat is spiced already. It's
Not the right sound. Not the right sound. I wanted to play a good sound. The meat is spiced.
yeah. They've got all the spices right there in that hot dog for it to be good. All you need is just a little bread.
Wow. What about if it's just a regular ballpark Frank?
Mustard.
Mustard. What kind of spices are they? I never knew there were spices in a Quick Trip hot dog.
Oh, I don't know. I'm sure there's stuff in a hot dog, right?
Probably like formaldehyde and
Ooh, you know what I like? Oh, if we're going to QT, Quick Trip, they got those in Nashville?
yeah.
Oh, baby. Those jalapeno cheddar sausage dogs. Oh! Ah!
Maybe that's why you got the diarrheas today, because you've been eating it.
Oh, man. It's so good. You get like big old bursts of cheese in that bad boy.
Ooh, I like a cheesy thing, but I don't like a jalapeno.
They just squirt right in your mouth.
God, I love to get a warm bun and put a hot dog in there. Nothing better. And then go to the nacho cheese thing and press the button twice.
Mm-hmm. But once you get chili involved, you're looking for a knife and fork situation.
Oh yeah, you can't raw dog that while you're driving. You have to eat that before you leave.
Unless you just make a little napkin runway down your body while you're driving. Oh man, what's the worst to eat while you're driving is definitely Taco Bell.
Oh
my God!
Why would you even attempt that? Why would you say to yourself, I'm going to drive and eat this taco? Because when I'm sitting, it's everywhere.
Oh yeah.
And have you ever seen that cheese when it falls on the floor and sits here for about 4 months? It is the same.
You can use it as a toothpick at that point. I remember, like, after the bar, going to Taco Bell, getting something, and like eating it half buzzed on the way home, and turning the car off and the dome lights come on, and you just see yourself covered in shredded lettuce and just like bits of meat. Oh, and then the worst is when you get like one of the runny, messy tacos and you had no idea it was wet, and you're like, well, this is stained permanently.
And you can't get Taco Bell grease out.
No, it's impossible.
That orange grease is...
It's see you later, pastel clothing.
I wore a pastel shirt yesterday when I ate Taco Bell for a food review, and the whole top of it was just orange.
What'd you have?
Well, I got several different things to try. A bowl, like a burrito bowl. They have a new like birria taco. They call it a dipping taco.
It's too It's too hard for people in the South to say.
They're like,
"Can I get one of my burritos?"
one of them birria tacos and the grilled cheese burrito. I got that.
Okay.
And the only thing that was really good was the bowl. Actually, the dipping taco was good. I'm a big Mexican food fan now. Did you know that about me?
Is that
I
something?
hated it before.
They got some Nash Mex there in Nashville.
No, I'm talking authentic, and it's
Okay.
probably because I hang out with Harold, who is Mexican and likes Mexican food.
Oh yeah. Is he still in Chicago?
He's in Denver.
Oh yeah.
So his family is in Chicago. He's from Chicago. That's where I met him, and then he lives in Denver.
Do they have some good Mexican food in Denver?
Oh! I just want to ram it all in my.
What's your go-to?
I'm with the quesadillas tacos, and if you're talking about cheese squirting out, that's your best bet. And the consomme. Have you had the consomme?
The dip, right?
Dip in it. Was that good object work?
Oh yeah.
I don't think it was because I took the taco and actually it should have been like this instead of not good object work. Let me see your taco object work.
Well, so you gotta dip, but then you have to wring it out.
Oh yeah.
I'll act like something's in your mouth a little bit.
Wow.
Is that good?
That was so good.
This is the thing of object work, because I was when I did improv, I was definitely like a talking head. Like if I was trying to say something, object work's out the window. It's only that's like an active listening thing that I had to do. Is like if I was just listening to someone, then I'd be like, I'm folding a shirt. The second I start talking, I'm like,
not folding the shirt anymore. I did a lot of dishwashing when I did
preparing
improv.
for the party.
Preparing for the party, and that's probably what it was. I was always like, even though I didn't set that plate down, I was washing it, and then I turned off. The plate just falls in the sink and breaks.
I think the most common object work that you always see on stage with improv is people opening a refrigerator to pour a drink. It's always so shittily done. They like open it up, they grab it, and then they pour it into an imaginary glass. It just appears in their hand. They don't close the door, and then they open just imaginary door that it would have closed.
I wish there was a show that kind of made fun of object work but had actual objects. That's too meta, I think. Where you have the actual objects, but you treat them like you would if you were doing object work, like leaving the fridge open and then a glass just goes. Whoop. There have to be a lot of special effects, obviously.
I remember when I first started going to improv shows. It was like one where they get a bunch of students on stage and they hey, just play around a little bit, just get used to playing with different people. And some guy, which is like a big no-no to ever do in improv, is to bring a gun on stage. It's just it just heightens it to people who are like, I don't know what the fuck I can do. There's a gun right now. But he's holding the gun like you do a play gun, where it's stick him up, see? And the fingers make the gun. Right. And I remember some asshole that people didn't like. He's like, stop the scene. And he came over and he adjusted the person's hand to be he was holding an action. He's like this, and your fingers on the trigger, and it was that didn't look like a gun anymore. It just looked like you were holding something flimsy.
Well, I tell you what, every time I use a phone, I always go like this.
Oh, yeah.
And I don't care what Andy Slowy says.
That's how I hold my phones. Sorry.
Yep. Let me see if I can do it. This
it's your pop socket.
Yep, that's how I hold my phone, Andy Slowy. I'll always hold my phone like that. I don't care what anyone says. If I'm doing a scene where I'm acting out on the phone, bitch, I'm on this.
Imagine holding a phone in the 80s. You're just ring, 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 and you're people are what the fuck is he doing? That's not a phone.
Do you remember the phones from the 80s?
Like the cellular phones? Like the ones in the little suitcase, the little briefcase?
The phones that hook to the wall.
Oh, like landlines?
Yeah, those kind of. Sorry. I forgot what they were called.
Yeah, they had a long cord that would go room to room.
So you could be in the other room like, I love you. Will you go out with me?
Oh, my God. I always hated talking on the phone.
Really?
Always. I don't know what it is. I'd never been able to figure it out, but like even in middle school, like I remember like girls calling my house whenever I had a friend over, and they're like, "Hey, is Justin there?" And I was like, "Hello?" And they're like, "Hey." And I'm like, "What are you calling me for? I don't want to talk to you." It's probably why I never had a girlfriend until I was in college.
Yeah, it's just girls wanting to go out with you.
Yeah.
They're like, God, he's playing hard to get.
He told us to fuck off and never call him again.
I was a big advocate of the phone, and I spent a lot of hours making prank calls before you could trace them.
You're the Jerky Boys? Is that where you got your inspiration? Is that what
This was pre-Jerky Boys. This was just me calling to, because they had in the phone book, you could look up the teenager's number. Did you know that?
Wait, what?
Okay, so in the white pages, they'd have like, let's say his name was Thomas Brown Thomas. They'd have his number, and then it would say teenage line, which meant it was the phone number for the teenagers. So,
like they had their own separate line? That's crazy.
and just to think about like predators and stuff now, like that's crazy. But we would call the teenage hotlines and just try to talk to guys and be like, "Hey, how are you?"
And you call it the hotline, the teenage hotline? Teenage line. And one time we talked to this guy for so long, and we told him we were like 16 or 17 when we were like 14. And he ended up driving. We invited him over, but we were too scared to like actually have him come over, which was probably good. But we saw him drive by, and we were like, "Oh my God, he just drove by. He can drive. Oh my God!" Like, what is wrong with us, dude? Teenage line. Different time, I guess.
Or maybe it said child. I think it said teen line. Let me get my glasses, Barbara.
Like, imagine calling that and you just hear like a gravelly old voice at the end. It's like, "Hey there, pretty girl.
You're not a teen. Prove it. What kind of music do you like?"
Smash Mouth.
Smash Mouth. Okay. What's your favorite video game?
Tetris.
That's an old person game. Got him.
No. It's, I love going to the bowling alley. And I love drinking seltzers. Hard seltzers.
That's such an old thing. Any kid would be drinking Mountain Dew. Okay, let me ask you another question. What's your favorite kind of clothes to wear?
Osh, gosh, bagosh.
Favorite shoes?
Saucony.
I don't think you're a kid. Describe your wallet to me.
It's fat and packed with receipts.
Is it Velcro or leather?
Leather.
You're not a kid.
I am, I swear.
Why do you have such a deep voice?
Throat surgery.
All right, one final question. This proves if you're a teen or not. What's your name?
Gavany McGinnis.
Gavany McGinnis. That's a really old person's name.
Not for the 1830s.
How old are you?
Young enough.
What's his name again? Gavin McGinnis?
Gavany McGinnis.
Old Gavany McGinnis. A seafaring man.
It does sound like a pirate's name. Old Gavany.
Old Gavany McGinnis. Support your local pizza dealer.
Oh, yeah.
Who's your favorite pizza dealer?
This is from a local guy named Nicky Slices. Nicky Slices Pizza.
And I believe I saw something on your Facebook about that, and it was like, this is the best pizza I've ever had. And then all of a sudden, I see a sheet of paper well, it's online, but that has like different kinds of pizzas, and then you're like, then you could pick it up, and I was like, what? I don't understand, and I had to click out because I was confused about as to what was happening.
Oh yeah, it's another pizza guy. That's what's pretty cool about social media is like people starting up their own like little businesses that are just, weekly small batch stuff. Guy makes like 10 pizzas a week. You basically have to like try to message him, be the first 10 people to message him on Thursday, and then he cooks the pizzas on Sunday, and you go and pick it up. And so it's like,
what's
neat.
your favorite from him?
I've just had the cheese, and it was really good.
Ooh. What makes
it's like a 5 cheese.
What makes his pizzas different than, let's say, I don't know, a Pizza Hut or Domino's?
I don't know. It's a completely different taste. His almost seemed like they were pizza oven fired, like really crispy, but that burnt bubbly crust. But I don't know how he makes them.
What if I was to tell you that he actually just gets DiGiorno pizzas
DiGiorno
and puts extra cheese on it that he buys at Aldi?
I feel like his profit margin wouldn't be that high. It's like a DiGiorno pizza is still like $8, and he's just selling these things for like 12.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
that's quite a deal.
Yeah,
I ate a pizza the other day in Nashville that had honey on it, and it was
hot honey. Oh, you don't like hot stuff.
It was hot honey.
Oh,
and it was the best thing I'd ever tasted.
Yeah,
on a pizza.
I wonder if it was Mike's hot honey. That's the stuff you can just buy in store and put it over everything.
It was like on a Italian sausage pizza, and I can't stop thinking about it.
Yeah, what was the place called? Pitch them right now.
It's called the City Winery because I went to see Joey McIntyre.
They just opened one here.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even realize it was a chain till I was in there, and somebody was like, I was at the City Winery in Atlanta yesterday. I'm like, what? How are there two?
Yeah. Is it? I heard it's like, is it like listening room style? Like,
yeah.
They're like, don't fucking talk while they're playing.
Yeah, love that for myself. Love to sit down and enjoy.
I am conflicted with those because I do enjoy a listening room. And when it's like no talking, I'm like, let's follow the rules, people that I'm with, please. And when they try to whisper to me, and I'm like, I'm sorry, I can't hear you. And then they speak louder. I'm like, don't talk during the listening room. They're going to interrupt the performers. Not going to know what word to say next.
You keep turning like this. Stop talking to me. Yeah, it was very nice. It was, could have had bigger chairs. The chairs were probably this big.
I have a friend, my friend's band's playing at the one here in like 5 or 6 weeks. I think it'll be my first time going.
Metallica?
Yes, Metallica.
Cool.
Yes. It's actually a family member, Lars Ulrich, is
wow.
Playing there. So
cool.
He's in Metallica, right?
He does have your same last name, doesn't he?
Yeah. I want to say that, like...
Are you related to Lars?
Everyone always asks that when they hear my last name. If they're a metalhead, I don't know. It'd be interesting to see if I'm related to them.
You could be cashing in on some major clout there if you were.
He's my uncle.
Your Uncle Lars.
Uncle Lars.
And your other uncle, Gavinci?
Gavinci. Yeah, he created the Gavinci line. Givenchy.
Fuck, man. Yeah, the City Winery is nice. Justin and I have been to a couple of concerts together, both being Matas Yahoo.
He just played like this past weekend here.
Did he really?
I did not go.
The first time I had to sit, bed legs. Second time, man, Justin was a trooper and was trying to help me find chairs because it was rough. But
was that the one outside one?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
We love to hear Matas Yahoo go. Brah! Brah!
What a weird musical artist to connect over.
I know.
From you and me.
Right. And also, how can he sound like and then talk like, hey guys, what's up? It's me, Matas Yahoo. That's what's interesting to me.
Yeah. I remember, he was like Hasidic Jew, right? When he first came out. So he had like the big beard, the curly sideburns, all that. And then his kind of abandonment of his faith at some point. So he like cut his hair short, was blonde, no facial hair. And I remember that first tour that he did when he dyed his hair blonde and short. And he was wearing the tightest pants, and you could just like see his bulge the entire concert. And I'm like, this is weird from a guy who just used to wear like the whole garb, like dress type.
Yeah, I'm glad he abandoned his faith. Is that okay to say?
No, that's fine. Yeah, but did he make better music when he was with his faith? I don't know. What was the last time you listened to like any of his new stuff?
Oh man, the newer stuff, I'll listen to it as it comes out. I'm real into Taylor Swift right now.
Yeah.
I know that doesn't sound real.
No.
But I am.
I never I listened to her hits that came on the radio, but the first time I like truly listened to her was that Folklore album. Mm-hmm. Did you listen to that one?
I don't know which one I only know the pictures on the front.
It's a good one.
It's a good one.
It's a nice one, yeah.
Another, my favorite artist right now is Bad Bunny.
Oh. Harold get you into him?
No.
Oh!
Actually, Harold played that song, one of his songs for me like 6 months before I actually started listening to him. And I just happened to listen to Titi Me Pregunto. And I was like, this is changing my life. It's so good.
I need to listen to him more. He's got the #1 album right now, I think, right?
I just love that reggaeton. That's not really how it goes, but
what a weird stage name to like become so big on.
Right.
Like it's like they don't even matter anymore.
Right. Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
God, I love him. And he's cute too. Isn't he so cute?
He's dating some like celebrity, right?
Of course he is. He wouldn't date a gal like me.
Bad Bunny, if you're hearing this, Libbie's not single. So
I mean, technically I am. I've been what do the kids call it now? They don't call it dating anymore.
Going steady.
They don't call it that's what Gavinci would call it.
I'm looking for one of you gals to go steady with.
And to maybe neck with in the back of my 1950 Plymouth. What do they call it when you're dating now?
Heavy petting.
No. Fucking with?
Hanging out?
They call it like fucking with. Talking to. I don't even know. But yeah, Harold and I don't like to I don't like to say what we are just because that's for once in my life, I actually want to keep something kind of private.
Oh, yeah.
That's weird.
That's fair.
I don't like keeping stuff private, but
I don't either.
I got tired of people asking me about it, which is my fault because when I met him, I put it all online. And then as things got more serious, I started to backtrack. Like, I want to keep this more to myself.
Yeah, I think I was there that night that you met him, right?
I just can't even, just thinking about the night I met him.
That was when you started your tour and you guys were in Chicago. Mm-hmm. And I met Randy that night. Randy!
Was it the night I met him? Because I know he had messaged me several days in a row and I kept ignoring him.
I don't know.
Because what I was trying to do, some people don't even know this story, which is funny. They're like, how'd you meet him? I kind of put an all call out for somebody to bang me because I hadn't banged in 10 years.
That's the way to do it in the 2020s, I tell you.
Just get Chelsea Lynn to tweet a picture of you saying, does anybody want to bang this girl? And surprisingly, not a lot of people answered. A lot of gay guys did, said, I'll bang you. It's like, no, you won't.
Didn't you have one guy who was like, he set it up, you're like, all right, let's do this. And then it was like.
Then I started my period.
Oh.
And I told him. And he was like, I'm not cool with the one-night stand period situation. And that's where Harold came in. Harold's like, I'm down for whatever.
And any hole will do.
And Annie hole. Thought you were saying Annie.
Annie.
Annie. Do you miss Annie?
I do.
You never met her, but
I didn't. I feel like I have a parasocial relationship with Annie.
she's really blossomed.
So she lives with you. Mm-hmm. Is Molly?
No.
Molly pass?
No. Oh. Molly lives with my sister.
Okay.
Molly passed.
I don't know how old
I actually killed her. No, she lives with my sister. She had a problem urinating everywhere, and I could not bring that to Chelsea's home.
Sure.
So she urinates everywhere at my sister's. Actually, I don't think she does. I think what it is I was not home enough for her, and she was acting out. And that's my fault. I'm a touring comedian.
I saw the little kitty globe in the background of your storage decoration. I can't believe you robbed Annie of that joy of the kitty globe.
Well, what happened is when I got Molly started to go in it, and Annie hasn't stepped foot in it since.
Oh.
She would not go in it, and I took it to the new house, placed her inside of it, and she immediately gets out. She don't want anything to do with it, and what she does now is I have a little blanket in the window, and she sits in that.
End of an era. That was a good kitty toy.
Oh, my God.
Like, did you even know, when you got that, did you even know that's what you would use it for?
I did.
Did you?
I got it from somebody. I'm like, I wonder if my cat would like that. That's the only reason I got it. And she did like it until Molly came along.
Molly. Great drug.
You done it?
Oh, yeah. That's one thing that
Big drug guy.
I feel like the pandemic, I don't do it a lot, but doing different drugs and like psychedelics, I recommend for everyone. In moderation, like I feel like everyone's got to try something. Ketamine, hey baby, now let me tell you about a drug.
What about the nose stuff? Cocaine.
I did after like I hadn't done it for like a few years, and I did some during the pandemic, like a handful of times, like 2 or 3 times. I'm like, why does this not hit as hard as it does in my 20s? Like, I guess in the 20s, I'm just like, yeah, let's get this night going longer. And now in my mid 30s, I was like, it's almost midnight, guys. Like, can we cut it out with the cocaine?
The cocaine is wild to me. When I see somebody doing cocaine, I'm like, whoa, they're doing a real drug. Like, it kind of scares me.
Especially when you see it, how it's made. Have you seen how it's made? Oh, they have to treat it with like kerosene or gasoline.
Huh?
That's like one of the active ingredients in it. Like changes it from one thing to another as they pour gasoline or kerosene over
Holy
it.
Fuck.
And then they filter that out. And it's like, I wonder why they call it gas.
I thought they'd take a little poppy seed and pour it into a little baggie.
Yep, that's it.
And then you put it in your nose.
That's opium, I think.
Oh. See, I don't know anything about it. I'm a big drug guy, and I would love to microdose if I wasn't so scared. Mushrooms.
You should, if you are scared and want to get into it, I recommend doing the stuff that probably can't kill you, like the psychedelics first. Like, worst thing happens, you have a bad trip.
You said probably won't kill you. I need 100%. It won't kill me.
I mean, mushrooms won't kill you. but drugs are so scary now. I mean, I feel like as a kid, they were always scary because they were like, don't do drugs, they're bad. So you're like, well, okay, I won't do them. But now as an adult, I feel like in my 20s, I would have felt safer doing them because you didn't have the fear of fentanyl and everything.
Yeah, that's in everything.
Like I got a fentanyl test kit for stuff like ketamine and stuff like that because it is just like a white powder sometimes. And yeah, you have to like test your drugs now to make sure like nothing's and like that's not foolproof, right?
And I heard that like a tiny bit of fentanyl could kill you. Is that true or not? Because I'm getting a root canal this week, and I was going to be knocked out until I saw the list of drugs that they use to knock you out, and one of them was fentanyl, and I'm like, I'm scared.
I think that's what the cops tell you. They're like, we rolled down the window to a car and they smelled some fentanyl dust and it killed this police officer. Like, no, he took the fentanyl that he got from that bust and he was injecting it.
Okay, so it's not as scary. I thought one little particle will get you.
I mean, no. I think it's a danger because if you do a lot of that drug and there happens to be fentanyl in it, then it can be dangerous. But I don't think like a one little dust particle.
I mean, it could just be floating in the sky and accidentally come in your nose.
Because I think they like give fentanyl to patients like after surgeries. Like, hey, you're gonna have to take fentanyl for painkiller.
Oh my God, I would become so addicted to it.
That's what happens to people. Eh?
That's why I don't mess around with any of that stuff because I could easily.
And I guess that's that's like what happens to people after they have big surgeries. They have painkillers and the pain doesn't go away, but they're like, your fentanyl subscription, it's up. And they're like, well, what do I do? And they're like, heroin, I guess.
Oh, that's sad. And then they blame the person.
Right. It's very sad. Wow, how'd we get on this? I blame me.
Now, we're at 51 minutes, which is a good amount of time. I do another thing for my Patreon. It's totally optional. I call it the switcheroo, where we switch places and then you kind of control it. And we only do it for about 10 minutes. We could either do that or you could just do like 10 more minutes of this and then be done.
Ooh, I'm kind of interested in the switcheroo.
You want to do the switcheroo?
Yeah.
All right.
What are my options over there? Just pressing those little...
You just press the buttons. We have this song, which is... You can make up songs to it. Driving down the street to Nashville. That's what me and Tina always sing to it. And I have a... it's just these. I have another bank, but it only has one song in it.
Yeah.
So if you want to do the switcheroo, we could switcheroo.
I'm down for switching.
Let's switcheroo. And then let's end this one. We're going to go to the Patreon only part next. So if you want to see that, obviously, join my Patreon. And thank you to Justin for joining me. I miss you. Did you want to do any shout outs before we stop?
No, I'm a homebody now, so maybe in the future I'll have some shout outs for you, but not right now.
You want to shout out to your best gal?
Oh, Miss Darby Gill. I'll see you when you get home. You better be in your natural outfit, Winnie the Poohin', just t-shirt only.
You better be in your lingerie. We only like women with lingerie. All right, thank you. Bye.